Hey there, it's Katrina Sawa here, the Jumpstart Your Biz Coach with jumpstartyourmarketing.com and loveyourselfsuccessful.com, my book. And I am excited to talk with you today on another business video tip. Last week we talked about the myth, why no one will pay that, right? I hear it a lot. So if you missed that video, it's really good and you might want to check it out because if you're not making the money you want to make, that could be the reason why. So today though, I want to talk to you about sales conversations. I know you don't want to be a salesperson. You don't want to be salesy. You don't have to be salesy, but you still have to have sales conversations in your business. Period. End of story. There's no way getting around it. Good luck trying to find a salesperson that cares as much about your business as you do. So you're going to be the one that you need to hone your sales skills. I don't care what kind of industry you're in, what kind of business you are, what kind of products and services you sell. You must hone your sales skills. I take classes and coaching from mentors all the time about different ways to transform the sales conversation as well as how to really word things differently. That's why I'm really, really good at the words, what to say to people and how to do it. That's why my clients love it when we get on a phone call and they have a question or a problem or whatever, and I just go brrr, and I just spit out the words that they need to say in that particular situation. And it's recorded and they can write it down and go practice it, right? And then start regurgitating that back out on their own, once you get used to it. But if you don't have the words and you maybe haven't been in sales and marketing for your entire life like me, then it's not going to come as natural and easy, right? You're going to think it sounds pushy or salesy, but trust me, if you're a non-pushy person and you're heart-centered, you're not going to be pushy even if you think you're sounding pushy, period. You're just not. You just don't have it in you, right? But so you have to turn up the nozzle a little bit on the persistence and the aggressiveness in which that you provide information and have conversations. It's just you're just missing out on thousands and thousands of dollars in sales because you are not as persistent and consistent and aggressive. I say aggressive, I don't mean pushy and annoying. I mean just, and ask the question and, get into the conversation and interject things and ask questions. If you're not doing that, you don't have to be pushy or aggressive or salesy to be doing that, okay? But you have to get in there. Otherwise, opportunities get missed and all kinds of things happen. So I'm going to briefly run through this quick it's 10 steps. I have a longer sales conversation model that I teach a lot of my one-on-one clients in my mastermind. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to shoot through some steps. And if you're missing these steps in any sales conversation that you have, whether you're trying to sell something for $20, $200, $2,000, or $20,000, you're not going to want to miss a lot of these steps, trust me, unless I can't even think of a situation where you'd want to miss these steps. So I'm going to read them off a little bit because I don't have them just ingrained in my head, but I just do it so naturally. But I wanted to put it into a step-by-step for you. So number one is first, if before you can even have a conversation with somebody in a sales conversation, you have to first make them want to have a sales conversations with you. You have to make them hit their hot buttons and their pain, either in your marketing copy, in an email, or on a web page, or in a video, or in a webinar, or a teleseminar, or in a networking event, or a speaking gig. You have to say something or do something or provide them information that goes, I need more than that, or I think I do need to talk to that person, right? So you have to, again, get their attention. You have to get their attention and hit their hot buttons. Then once they say, yeah, I want to talk to you, and they raise their hand, yes, I want to talk to you, great. So that's the second step, is they have to agree that we're going to have this conversation around if or how you can help me. So that's the second step. Don't coerce them into a phone call. Like some network marketing companies do this, and I don't recommend it, but you try to follow up with people and say, "Oh, I just want to find out more about your stuff and share with you this thing." And they're very like shady around it, and that's not a good way. Be open and honest to what kind of conversation it is, so people go into that conversation fully knowing what's going to happen in that conversation. Step 3 is have some kind of pre-qualification questionnaire or form that they fill out, hopefully on their website, so that it doesn't create a lot of manual labor for you. Ask just a couple questions. What's your biggest challenge around XYZ, and what are you looking to change in your blank? How motivated are you to change that, right? And what have you tried, and how has it worked? Those are some simple questions you can put in a pre-qualification form. And then you know a little bit more about them before you get into that conversation. And you can speed up the process a little bit, okay? The fourth thing is get curious. That means ask a lot of questions. Let them talk. Let them share what their concern is, why they're coming to you. The fifth thing is uncover the pain point. Okay, so if they may have written it in their pre-qual form, they may have shared it with you already, but they have to get to the pain point. They have to see, yes, this is such a problem. I need something. I need to fix it, right? And then after that, you have to, step number 6 is determine the motivation level on how they want to fix it. Some people want to lose weight, but they don't want to lose it bad enough to exercise, or they don't want to lose it bad enough to stop drinking wine, right? I think I'm talking about myself. Wait, okay, never mind. And so step number 6 is determine their motivation level. They might be a 2, in which case you're probably not going to have a good chance of selling them. But if they're a 7, 8, or 9, or 10 on a motivation scale, you probably have a good chance. Okay, so don't work too hard if they're a 1, 2, or 3. You either have to change their motivation right there in the phone call to get them to a 7, 8, 9 by asking them possibly like, well, what's it gonna do to get you to a 7, 8, and 9? And when do you think you're gonna be there? Because I don't know if I can help you if you're a 1, 2, or 3, because you're just not gonna do what's needed, right? So you can de-sell them in that case. Number 7, ask if they want to hear the solution. Well, I've heard your concerns and I've heard your problems, and I really do think I have the perfect solution for you today, and I would love to tell you about it. Would you like to hear that? Right? It's called a pre-close. It's called a pre-close, where if they say yes to that, they're saying yes to you already, that they kind of like you, they kind of trust you, and yes, they want to hear more. Okay? If they say no to that, oh, okay, well, I thought you wanted to solve this problem. What was it about? Or is there something that you have a concern about? You can do the dance around that. Number 8, tell the solution. Okay, great. This is what I think. This is the thing that I think would be perfect for you. This is what you get. This is how it's going to help you. You talk about the transformation. Don't just say it's 3 calls, it's $500, blah, blah, blah. It's the transformation of what you're providing. That's what you're selling. Okay. And then they might ask, well, so how much is it? Because I forgot to tell you. I was so excited about telling you how it's going to change you. Okay, great. Well, it's this price, and I can also do a payment plan, whatever. And then just shut up. You have to shut up. So after you tell the solution, you have to shut up. And then you have to hear what they say in response. And then they might come forward and say, oh, that sounds interesting. I think I might be interested in that. Great. They might say, oh, I don't think so. And you ask. You have to ask. So step number 9 is asking. Well, would you like to take advantage? Or would you like to come into this? Or would you like to buy this? Right? You have to ask, because it just by sitting there is not going to assume the sale. I mean, you can assume the sale, but it won't close the deal if you don't ask. Number 10 is you're going to have to probably dance with a couple concerns and objections, right? You're going to have to come, so they might come up with some concerns. So you might have some answers ready for well, I have to check with my husband first, or I want to think about it, or I want to pray on it, or I want to or I don't have the money, or, you got to come up with those answers to those concerns and do that little dance then, okay, in that conversation. And then finally, number 11 actually is engage. So if they do decide to work with you right then or sign up, you have to take the money right now. Take it now. figure out, close the deal, get them going, give them the homework, or tell them what to do next, or make the next appointment. You have to engage. If you just let them go, okay, I'll email you, that's too passive. You have to be aggressive and do it now, or they might drop off. Okay, so this is some really good stuff. I hope you guys really took some notes on this. I usually only teach this to my high-end clients and in my live events. So if you really liked what you're hearing today, you really might want to come to the next event, because there's so much more we need to talk about other than sales conversations. But again, you're going to need to hear this over and over and over and over and over again until it solidifies in your head and you're actually saying these things back out yourself. So that takes time and takes repetition of hearing these kinds of things over and over and over. So I would love to invite you to my next event. It's called the Jumpstart Your Biz in a Weekend, and it's March 31st, April 1st, and April 2nd in Sacramento, California, 2017. All my events, though, are at livebigevents.com. Livebigevents.com is where you can go to see all the upcoming events. I do have a couple one-day events in February this year, and a couple more events throughout the year as well. So make sure you are paying attention and you sign up as soon as I launch an event, because you'll get the best deal. So go to that page now and sign up for the Jumpstart Your Biz in a Weekend in March, April, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day, everyone.